Okay, imagine this for a second. What if there's just one substance, something your own body makes that helps you grow, fixes up tissues, maybe even adds years to your life? Sounds a bit like science fiction, maybe? But it's real. It's human growth hormone, HGH for short. And it really is fundamental to feeling vital, physically and mentally. But here's the thing, and our sources really point this out. As we get older, our natural HGH levels, they drop pretty consistently. And that drop seems to be behind a lot of what we think of as aging. So naturally, people are looking for ways to, well, slow that down, stay healthy. So that's our mission today in this deep dive. We want to unpack what HGH actually is, why it's so important, and crucially, how you might be able to naturally boost your levels. We've got some great research to walk us through it. Let's dive in.
Okay, so starting right at the beginning, HGH. It's made deep inside your brain in the pituitary gland, which is a really critical spot. It's like the command center for a whole bunch of important hormones.
Yeah.
Now, HGH's main job, sort of core purpose, is to give the body the signals and, importantly, the nutrients it needs for two big things. First, making energy that's ATP, the basic fuel molecule, and second, making proteins. These are your building blocks, absolutely essential for building and, renewing tissues, cells, pretty much everything in your body.
Ah, okay, that makes complete sense then. If you want to grow and renew things, you need energy for the work.
Right.
And you need the materials, the proteins to actually build with. And HGH is kind of orchestrating all that.
Exactly. It's the project manager for muscles, fat, cells, bones, the whole system.
So where do we see its effects most clearly? Let's talk about muscles first, what they sometimes call somatotropin. I mean, beyond just making muscles bigger, HGH apparently helps them soak up glucose better, right? Store it for energy.
That's a key function, yeah.
Which sounds like a big win for metabolism, maybe weight loss, even helping with blood sugar issues like diabetes or insulin resistance.
Absolutely. And digging a bit deeper, HGH is crucial for getting muscles to actually grab and hold on to amino acids.
The building blocks for protein.
Precisely. And this isn't just about getting huge muscles, hypertrophy. It's fundamental for the day-to-day repair, the renewal that keeps muscles strong and functional your whole life.
Okay.
And this brings up an interesting point about protein intake, muscle, and longevity. Some studies show, maybe doubling your protein intake, say, from the usual 0.8 grams per kilo to 1.6, might give you a bit more muscle growth, maybe 10% or so. But there's a potential downside. Too much protein can trigger something called the MTR pathway.
MTO, I've heard of that. Isn't that linked to aging somehow?
It can be. It sometimes works against those processes that promote longevity, like the ones activated by, say, intermittent fasting.
Oh, okay, so there's a trade-off.
Potentially. But here's where HGH comes back in. Having good HGH levels, along with other hormones like testosterone, seems to help you build and maintain good muscle mass without necessarily paying that longevity price. It supports a diet that's more moderate in protein, but higher in healthy fats and fiber, which aligns better with longevity goals.
That's a really interesting connection. So HGH helps you be efficient with muscle building, keeping you lean, without maybe compromising those deeper cellular health processes. And it fits, right? Because good HGH levels do tend to correlate with less body fat and, increased life expectancy. Okay, so let's shift to fat reduction then. How does HGH help there? It seems to directly stimulate fat burning. Lipolysis, is that the term?
That's it, lipolysis.
So it basically tells your body to break down stored fat, those triglycerides, and use them for energy instead.
Yeah, and mobilizes your fat stores. And this is particularly helpful if you're doing something like a ketogenic diet.
How so?
Because HGH actually helps your body make new glucose from your stored fat. It helps you tap into those reserves more effectively.
Wow, okay. Muscle, fat. What about bones? We hear about HGH and growth spurts in kids. It obviously helps build bones and cartilage then, increases density. It's even used medically for height sometimes, isn't it?
It is, certainly vital during development. But what's perhaps more surprising is studies showing even small HGH doses improving bone density in postmenopausal women.
Really? Even if they weren't particularly active?
Even in sedentary ones, yes.
Yeah.
It points to a really fundamental role in maintaining bone health throughout life, not just building it initially.
Okay, this hormone is starting to sound like a master regulator of aging itself.
Well, when you look at the research, HGH is probably the hormone most strongly linked to longevity and slowing down premature aging. It's not just skin deep. We're talking about health at the cellular level.
So it actually protects our body's structures, stops healthy proteins from breaking down as we get older. That sounds crucial. Renewing tissues, repairing cells, keeping things like hair, nails, skin, even ligaments healthy.
It plays a role in all of that. And one fascinating mechanism involves our DNA. You know about telomeres, the little caps on the ends of our chromosomes.
Yeah, they get shorter as we age, right? It's like a biological clock.
Exactly. And what's really interesting is that higher HGH levels seem to reduce the rate at which those telomeres shorten.
So it's like slowing down the clock, slowing down genetic aging itself.
In a way, yes. It helps preserve that genetic integrity longer.
Okay, the picture is getting clearer. It touches almost every system. What about the brain? Does HGH affect cognitive function? Because you do hear about memory and concentration declining with age, and HGH levels are declining too. Is there a link?
There certainly seems to be.
Mhm.
As HGH drops, tissues, including the brain, can accumulate changes, both structurally and functionally. And yes, that can impact memory focus. So maintaining good HGH levels appears pretty essential for keeping your mind sharp as you get older. This ties into something called somatopause.
Somatopause, like menopause, but related to HGH.
Sort of, yeah. It's
Yeah.
that point where HGH levels really take a dive,
Yeah.
growth stops, and often body fat starts to creep up. It marks a significant hormonal shift.
Right. So we've painted a picture of HGH as this incredibly powerful, wide-ranging hormone. Muscle, fat, bones, brain, even our DNA aging. It's involved everywhere. Which leads us to the big question, the one probably on everyone's mind. Okay, how do I get more of it? Naturally.
Good question. And the good news is there are some powerful natural strategies. First up, fasting.
Intermittent fasting. Or longer fasts.
Both, actually. Both intermittent and more prolonged fasting show significant increases in HGH. It seems linked to processes like autophagy cellular cleanup, which itself boosts life expectancy.
How significant are we talking?
The numbers are pretty striking. A single 24-hour fast might boost HGH by 2,000% in men, maybe 1,300% in women.
Wow, that's huge.
It is. Now, longer fasts give bigger spikes, but, intermittent fasting is generally safer and definitely easier to build into a daily routine, and it still provides real benefits.
Okay, fasting. What else? Exercise. I've heard high-intensity interval training, HIIT, is good for hormones. Does that apply here? Especially the kind that really pushes those fast-twitch muscle fibers, short bursts of all-out effort.
Absolutely. HIIT is particularly effective for boosting HGH.
How much effort are we talking? Like how long? Just say 5 or 10 minutes total, doing cycles like maybe 30, 45 seconds, going flat out, then resting.
Exactly that kind of protocol. And studies show that can increase HGH levels by, well, anywhere from 450% up to maybe 770%.
Seriously, for just 5-10 minutes of work.
Yep. It's a potent stimulus. But an important point, these HGH spikes from exercise don't last all day. They're relatively short.
Ah, okay.
So for the long-term benefits, consistency is key. Doing that short HIIT session daily can really add up.
Right, makes sense. Okay, fasting, HIIT. What's next? Sleep.
Sleep is critical, absolutely fundamental. Most of your HGH is actually made and released during those deep, uninterrupted sleep cycles. Production pretty much shuts down when you wake up or when you have your first meal.
Oh, that's interesting. That connects back to intermittent fasting, doesn't it? If HGH stops when you eat, then delaying breakfast could potentially let that morning HGH release continue a bit longer.
That's the logic, yes. It fits together. And speaking of sleep, anything that improves sleep quality helps. Melatonin, for example. It can boost HGH maybe up to 150%, mainly by helping you get better, deeper sleep.
So it's not just hours in bed, it's the quality of those hours.
Precisely. Quality over just quantity. And other things that help sleep quality, like maybe GABA supplements for some people, could indirectly support HGH too.
Okay, good sleep hygiene is key. Now, what about things to avoid? Does diet play a negative role too? Like sugar, or foods that spike your blood sugar fast, high glycemic index stuff?
Definitely. Big spikes in insulin are bad news for HGH.
How is that?
Insulin and HGH have sort of an antagonistic relationship. They work against each other. High insulin also suppresses testosterone, by the way.
So the rule is pretty simple then.
Keep insulin low if you want HGH high. Higher insulin generally means lower HGH. It's a clear inverse relationship. And, if you're making these changes fasting, HIIT, better sleep, cutting sugar, and you're curious, you can actually get your HGH levels checked through a blood test. It's a way to see if things are moving in the right direction.
That's good to know. So let's recap the actionables here. It sounds like there are things you can start doing today, basically for free, really focusing on improving sleep quality, adding just 5 or 10 minutes of intense exercise daily, and maybe trying out intermittent fasting. These seem like really direct ways to boost HGH and, well, improve your quality of life overall.
Absolutely. When you connect all the dots, muscle, bone, fat metabolism, brain health, even slowing down genetic aging at the telomere level. HGH really seems central to unlocking the body's own amazing potential for just holistic well-being. It's about optimizing the whole system.
Which really makes you think, doesn't it? Considering how deep HGH's influence goes, especially on cellular renewal and longevity. Could optimizing this one hormone be a kind of foundational strategy for unlocking your body's full potential right through your whole life? Maybe even beyond just the physical stuff we've talked about.